Hi, boys and girls. It's Freitas time. Okay, I have a new book for us. It was a recommendation by my good friend, Miss Vickers. It's called One Smart Cookie by John Nez. I'll have to check and see if it's testable. Oh, front of the book, back of the book, spine. It holds the book together. I bet you already knew that. Well, let's get started. Cookie liked to read. He read the back of the cereal box. He read the Sunday paper. He even read junk mail. The odd thing was that Cookie was a dog. No one knew how a dog had learned to read. I wonder if it could be the glasses, Mom said. Or maybe he learned from watching us all read the newspaper, Dad suggested. He wasn't watching me, that's for sure, said Duffy. She never read. All she ever liked to do was draw. It couldn't have been from watching me, said Nash. He liked playing Space Army all day. Perhaps you two should watch Cookie once in a while, said their mom. You could really learn something. How do we know he's even reading, Nash wondered. Maybe he's just looking at the pictures, said Duffy. What's the big deal about reading anyhow, Nash said. It's not like Cookie can talk, but it wasn't long before they discovered Cookie could write, too. Oh, my goodness, said Dad. Next thing you know, he'll be painting pictures and playing the flute. Dad, I'm the family artist, remember, said Duffy. I love the pictures. Dog wants food on the fridge. That's cute. This is a smart Cookie. Soon Cookie was helping out in the kitchen. He read recipes for Mom. Oh, thank you, Cookie, she said. What would I do without you? It says add carrots. Cookie read the car repair book to help Dad fix the spark plugs. Thanks, Cookie. You're a lifesaver, said Dad. The kids are kind of checking this whole thing out. At school, it was Pets Day. The classroom was filled with dogs, cats, hamsters, frogs, and fish. Duffy brought in Cookie. I would bring in Cookie, too, if I was her. What do you think's going to happen? You think it's going to go well? You think Cookie will show off his talents? What do you think? We'll see, okay? Duffy stood up when it was her turn. This is my dog, Cookie. He's so smart he can read and write real words, Duffy proudly declared. The whole class broke out laughing. This I gotta see, Yummy yelled. Yeah, show us, said Tommy. All right. Oh boy. He's just a dumb dog, says Cecil. He doesn't read. He's just like you. Everyone laughed. Dumb dog, can't read. They all shouted. Children, quiet, cried Mrs. Woodruff. Now, where is Cookie anyway? He's out in the hall, said Bessie, and he's doing something really weird. Oh. Did you guys predict that craziness? What does predicting mean? To think about something that might happen in the future? Hoping that you're right? An educated guess about the future? Oh my gosh, said Mrs. Woodruff. This dog really can read and write. That's what I tried to tell you, Duffy reminded them. It says, dog wants lunch. Pretty smart little dog. We speak up when we're hungry, I think. So good for him. After that, Cookie was given his own seat in the back of the class. Smart Cookie. Good dog, Cookie. He soon became the class favorite. Some of the kids even called him teacher's pet. That's a cute little joke. Teacher's pet. In the lunchroom, Cookie now sat where Duffy used to sit. I want to sit by Cookie at lunch, said Misty. I want to take Cookie to the library, said Arthur. Cookie spent lots of time in the library. He read books about pirates, rocket ships, and dinosaurs. Detective stories were his favorites. He's reading about space in that picture. Pretty cool. Oh my heavens. Cookie made it to the finals of the all-school spelling bee. It was the first time a dog had ever entered the contest. Spell spaghetti, said Mr. Abbott, the judge. Hi, Mom. Spaghetti. Maggie Brownwell spelled out spaghetti. She was the school spelling champion. Correct, said Mr. Abbott. How do you guys spell spaghetti? S-P-A-G-H-E-T-T-I. Spaghetti. I always love to watch spelling bees. Kids are so smart. Now, Cookie, it's your turn, said Mr. Abbott. Spell snorkel. Cookie whined and looked at Duffy. Come on, Cookie. Don't be nervous, said Duffy. Snorkel. Cookie, come on. Cookie spelled out S-M-O-K-E. Try again, Cookie, Duffy urged. You can do it. This time, Cookie spelled out S-M-E-L-L. Incorrect, said Mr. Abbott. Smoke smell on the whiteboard. Uh-oh. Maybe this is really big business. He's just nervous to be on stage with everyone watching, said Duffy. Cookie jumped off stage and ran barking up the aisle. Duffy chased after him. Well now, that's against the rules, said Mr. Abbott. I'm afraid Cookie loses the match to Maggie Bromwell. And then there's all these signs. Go, Cookie. Go, Cookie. But he's taken off. Oh my goodness. The judge has disqualified him. Maggie Bromwell is the winner. Cookie ran out to the hall and down the stairs to the basement. Duffy ran after him. Cookie, where are you going? She cried. Why are you running away? In an emergency. We'll have to read that. Suddenly, Duffy knew why Cookie had written smoke smell, because there was a smoke smell. This was an emergency! Duffy looked around and saw a sign that said, in an emergency. She read it carefully. Then she heard Cookie barking down the hall. So, in an emergency. Let's see what the sign says. Activate the fire alarm and call 911. Crawl if there's smoke. Feel doors for heat before opening. Never open a hot door with smoke behind it. Go to the nearest exit. Leave the building. Always use an exit stair, not an elevator. Close doors and windows. Use a fire extinguisher if the fire is small. Well, my goodness, that's quite a list of important things to know. Cookie was at the door to the furnace room. Black smoke billowed out from under the door, and Cookie barked and barked. But Duffy had just read the sign. It said never open a hot door with smoke behind it. Duffy felt the door with the back of her hand. It was hot. Oh my goodness, kids. We should leave the door closed and find a fire alarm, Duffy told Cookie. That's what I read. They found the fire alarm, but Duffy didn't know what to do next until she read, lift cover up from the bottom and pull handle out. She had to read that in order to know what to do. Duffy followed the directions, and soon the fire alarm bell started clanging. It was the most wonderful sound in the world to Duffy. She had done the right thing, all by reading. So here's them at the door with the fire behind them and the smoke coming out. And over here, she's reading the alarm so she knows what to do. Such an important skill to be able to read. The whole school quickly evacuated as 3 fire trucks pulled up outside. Soon, news reporters arrived too. The firefighters quickly put out the fire. Well, miss, I think we can thank you and your dog for saving the school, the head firefighter told Duffy. What a nice picture. Everyone's doing their job and the school was saved. Wow, and she's holding her dog, Cookie. So great. What a high compliment from the fire department. His title was the head firefighter. The next morning at the breakfast table, Duffy read aloud the headline from the morning newspaper. Girl and dog save school. Then Duffy read the whole article to Cookie. It says here that you'll be getting a medal, Cookie. Of course, I'll have to read a speech for you. I'd better start practicing. Nash read the paper too. Way cool, he said. There's a story on page 12 about a new upgrade to Space Army. Awesome! That's cool. Having a great morning together. Everyone's getting along. Mom made muffins. After all that excitement, things quieted down to normal around the house. Only now, there seemed to be a lot more reading going on. In fact, everyone was reading almost as much as Cookie. So sweet. So what's the underlying message here, boys and girls? I think I heard it. Why don't you turn and talk to Mom and Dad about that? You can pause me if you want, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so underlying message, maybe just how important is reading. Man, oh man, the more you can read, the more you can learn. And then the more you learn, the more you know, and you put it in your long-term memory. And the more you know, the more you're aware. When you drive, when you're an adult, you have to be able to read all the signs, or else you won't be a very effective driver. When this little girl, when Duffy went to go see her dog, my goodness, she had to read in order to see what the sign said, all the emergency tips, because that emergency chart was right next to the furnace room. So she read it and felt very, very safe because she knew what to do. And then because she felt the door and saw smoke, she knew the door was hot. She shouldn't open the door. And on top of that, she knew how to pull the lever on the fire alarm, but she had to lift the lid first, and she had to read about that. That's amazing. I'm so impressed by this little girl who could read and by this dog who kind of knew what to do too. I thought that was great. So the moral of the story, boys and girls, is it's so important to know how to read. And I really enjoyed that book because I know how to read. And I make a mistake now and then. Like I have to go back and reread it. And actually, I was held back in first grade, so I couldn't understand anything I read. And now I would love to read, and it's one of my joys in life to be able to share a book with children. So if you're struggling, just keep reading. You get better and better. And especially read out loud, because if you read out loud, you can work on your expression. And expression helps you be the best reader, and you understand things more when there's expression. And then you start to like it more. And I think it's really a good idea to try to read different genres. A genre means like a different style of book. This one is fiction. It's dogs don't really know how to read, but sure is fun to read about. And then nonfiction is when you learn about science or how a plant grows or just any number of things. Maybe you want to learn about how the fire department works or how something is made. That is nonfiction. So I just love reading with you, and it's very, very important to read, and you should really just become a master at reading so that you are a very successful kid and a very successful adult when you get older, because you'll need those reading skills to go to college someday and read everything you need to know to become the favorite job you want to do. So I know you're going to do this. Read on, my friends. I hope you like the book. I'll find out if it's testable, and if it is, I hope you take a test on it. It is from Scholastic, so it has a good chance of being testable. Have a great day today, boys and girls. Thanks for learning with me and reading with me. And just know that staying positive during this time is very important. Stay positive, read a lot, keep busy, draw a picture like Duffy did, play a video game now and then. That would be great, but just don't overdo it because your eyes need a break now and then, okay? All right, have a great day, boys and girls. Thanks for reading with me. Bye.